All right, guys, we are back. It is a hot take time. I think in this last one, it says 2 months ago. I don't remember exactly when this was. Brett, listen, life moves fast, man. I can't remember every second of every day. But, I mean, this was 2 months ago, apparently. And I vaguely do remember saying, someone remind me towards the end of Tanabata before Worldwide, and we'll jump into another one. And here we go. We are ready to jump into another one. I'm coming in hard on this one because I've seen a lot of foolishness on my timeline, in the comment sections and stuff like that. Since this Omega event dropped, I pray that I get some of the stuff I've seen. I pray that we see it here in this video. Now, typically, I like to really take my time when we're going through these. Like, I'm not just like, oh, this guy's point sucks, this guy's point sucks, this guy's point's great. Like, I'm actually trying to give, like, thoughts on these. So this will probably be, like, a 2-part thing we'll do. I think I'm probably going to record this now, and then I'm going to go take a nappy nap, and then when I wake up in the morning, we'll do part 2, probably. Alright, so let's just hit a quick refresh. We'll look at some quotes, we'll look at some replies as well, and we'll jump in. Let's start with some replies. Let's see. Oh, Goat Resh. Alright, we'll start with him. So, biggest problem in the game is no summon animation skip button. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, bro, I'm summoning in Legends, and it's just double skip every single time. I love that. Absolutely. Needed more than a friends list update. I don't agree. Skill up revamp, which is important. Villain help, which is important. Everything. More than a friends list update, though? No, I can't agree. I can't. Summoning a Dokkan's legitimately the most boring thing I could possibly think of. I mean, I don't know if I would say boring, but I do despise it like no other. So I'm backing him on that. But I mean, I think, I'll take the friends list update before summon animation skip button. I will say that. Took Garesh 2.5 hours of summons with no breaks to Rainbow the 8th Anniversary Part 2 LRs. Well, just get better luck, buddy. That's it. Just be luckier, Playboy. That's all you gotta do. But yeah, for sure, summon skip button would be good. This unit's a severely underrated option next to Bulma and Power Wishes. I could see it. Typically, a Rainbow Orb changing, I would probably say, is actually a little bit underrated by a lot of people. I've found that it's often enough to sustain, like, the entire rotation, right? Like, even a character like Bulma or Pat the Power Kid Goku, while they themselves need a hefty amount of orbs, you typically can feed the entire rotation. Now, this character is basically a 0, unless you get 7 orbs, but, I mean, I'm definitely going to take them into, like, the Omega event. We'll test it out. Yeah, I mean, Bulma, to be completely fair, you could, this unit is a severely underrated option next to Bulma. If you get rid of this right here, just take this away, and you could literally put, like, any unit in the game. Right there. Like, that's the only thing about this tweet by Mina. So, you can put basically every character there, that's true. So. Bessie's ATUR. I want to say no, but, I mean, Omega certainly did shake some things up. I'm going to tentatively say no, but perhaps I will jump on board Piccolo, because Piccolo is very strong in the Omega fight. I've used him in a lot of runs. Piccolo is very helpful. I have actually not had a chance yet to use Blue Kaioken Goku, so we will see. But one thing I'll say is that Dokkan Fest Super Trunks, who has some strong similarities to Blue Kaioken, Super Trunks has been pissing me off, man. So, Super Trunks might have made me just completely do a 180, even on Blue Kaioken. We'll see. So I'm gonna get a strong maybe on this. We'll see how it goes. Oh, now we're speaking my language, Hydros. Yes. Game suffers the most with global behind JP. That is spitting. Catching the versions up would benefit the game more than anything the game could ever add as a feature. I'm inclined to agree. I see people say, oh, boohoo, 8th anniversary. I think that's mostly because, I mean, it already didn't have, like, you know, fusions as a headliner, so it's just not going to be able to compete. No matter what anyone says, nothing in this game outside of Beast Gohan right now can compete with the fusions. UI Goku doesn't, Super Saiyan 3 Goku doesn't, no Vegeta can't. It's fusions, right? Beast is brand new and fresh. I think Beast probably right now could compete with fusions, but that's it, right? So, if it's already an anniversary that's not fusions, which are the pinnacle of hype, and it's stuff that a lot of people like, but some people just don't really have the nostalgia, don't really care for it so much. And it's something that came out 6 months ago. you know, it's got. I was watching a Toonrami video earlier against the Sin fight, which the Sin fight was the hardest fight in the game since it dropped on JP, which certainly was very tough. And it's been out for 6 months though, since February, basically, right? And I'm watching this Toon video, and he's like, "All right, so like, I haven't spoiled myself on the fight." Like, I'm paraphrasing. He hadn't seen the fight before, like he was going in blind, and I was like, "Bruh, this man is going in blind to a 6-month-old fight." Like, oh my god, I just think, regardless what people want to say, I think that the people who say, "Oh no, Global should stay behind for Global Foresight" and stuff like that, I think they're full of shit. All right, Global Foresight is the most overrated horseshit in the world. To me, I think every single person could stop playing your Global account right now, switch to JP, and in 3 months, you will be happy you did so. I'm telling you guys, there's only one section of players on Global who I don't think that's true for, and that's big-time whales. If you're a player who's bought the Peel-Off Trove Pack for years on these like banners and stuff like that, like eventually, like even I can't compete with the biggest global whales because there's all those resources you get from the packs that like I haven't had access to, right? So a lot of the big global whales, their box space is like 3,500, 3,400, stuff like that. I'm only at 2,900. So like eventually I won't even be able to compete with the biggest global whales in terms of power level unless they allow us to get a lot more box space, right? So unless you're a big global whale who has years consistently of getting the Peel-Off Trove Pack, it doesn't matter. Like, you could just stop playing global and switch to JP and you'd be better off. I mean, people don't want to hear it, but it is true. But people also don't want to give up an account they've grinded for years, stuff like that. I get that. Like, it does make sense, but it's tough. It's tough. I'm going to do my best to try and see if I can't help facilitate things, but, we'll see. We'll see. I am in agreement that the number one issue plaguing the game more than anything is this. They need to catch global up. Absolutely. I don't think that there's a single thing more important. No issue about this game, no improvement to be made, no technical issue, nothing. I think the very most important thing that needs to happen is global needs to be caught up. Now, I'm not saying either that they merge the servers into one. It's simply just getting the global version caught up. It literally isn't even tough. It's like, there's been so many, how many like filler banners people are like, "Oh damn, we could be getting a global first right here," and then it's just like a rerun Yellow Crane LR banner. How many times has that happened? 50 times over the last couple of years? Like, it would not be tough to catch global up if they wanted to. If they decided to do it, they could do it. So many gacha games have done it. One Piece Treasure Cruise, Bleach Brave Souls, a ton of these games have done it, right? If they decide to do it, they can do it. Like, there's no issue holding them back from that. So we'll see. Okay, as a global player, Sin was hyped way more than he deserved. Beat him first try, then beat him no item run with no 8th anniversary or new global units that weren't on JP at the time. In comparison to Broly's release, he was so much more of a pain to be beat. This is good right here. Okay, Sin Shenron is way more hyped than he deserved. If you guys have watched my videos for a while, you'll know what I say about Sin. Sin is a noob stomper. That's what that boss is. Not player skill noob stomper, but weak units. Weak characters get obliterated and blasted out of there. When you are going in there with the 8th anniversary LRs, with Beast, with Orange Piccolo, with the Gammas, that level of character, they destroy Sin. They didn't make Sin 50 times above Red Zone Broly or Metal Cooler Core or something like that. That's not the design choice that they went with, which I actually like. They just designed the fight in a way to where it's definitely more difficult, but it's not, let's just double the boss's stats, right? Now, you're comparing this to Broly. Yes, Broly was way harder on release. Why is that? Because the bosses tripled in strength overnight, essentially. That's why. Red Zone was an awesome, great time for Dokkan, but they can't do that every year, right? Like, me, I have every unit rainbow in the game rainbowed, and overnight, my entire box was worthless, when Red Zone dropped. There was 10 characters who were very, very strong in, like, those fights. That's not healthy for them to do all the time. They can't do that all the time. They can't do that all the time. They cannot do that. They can't do it. They did that, and then they haven't pushed the boundaries. They're letting players catch up. I'm sure that they're going to take a jump in difficulty. Even Omega. Omega's the hardest fight in the game now. And, I mean, it's going to show up on Global, and you guys are going to go, oh my god, that's it? It's a tougher fight, but they're not hitting the reset button of we're going to blow the entire rest of the game away. That's what's important to understand. The comparison to Broly, I mean, sure, this is true. Broly was way harder on release, but again, that was a soft reset of the game. Like, you got to understand what's going on here, right? Like, they can't, if they did this every single 6 months, like, people would be so pissed. People forget now. People were pissed about Red Zone when it first dropped. No one remembers that except for me, apparently. I was getting attacked every day. But I would be grading a character and I'd say, no, this isn't good enough. And they go, oh my god, here he goes with his Mickey Mouse wish list. More matters than Red Zone, by the way. That's what they were saying every release to me. And then now everyone loves Red Zone. We need harder fights, right? Like, how quick you guys forget how mad many people were, right? So, understand that. Belmont is the most deserving Dokkan Fest character. Alright, yeah, we're getting into the agenda territory here. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's top 10. No, he's not. Better than the 8th anniversary LR. He's not. Also, 8th anniversary LR sucks ass. They do not. Nope. Nope. Alright, all these are true. Hidden potential builds do not matter at all and are completely overrated. I'm like 90% on board with that. I think most of the time, they're not actually as big of a deal as people think. I agree. I don't want to say don't matter at all and are completely overrated. There are times, you know, like Dokkan Fest Super Vegeta. I mean, he's an old character now, but he does guaranteed crits. So, like, if you give him crits, you're getting, like, no value from your potential system, right? But it's very specific, like, instances. Dodge is almost always the best choice. I would say that's mostly correct. You know, characters that definitely offensive builds are a really good idea on. I think the Battle of Gods, Ban Unit, Super Saiyan, and the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. Part 1, 8th Anniversary LRs, Orange Piccolo, characters that offensive builds are good on. But characters, I mean, people have not adapted their thinking. They just haven't. People are living in 2016. They will forever. And, like, people's pride and ego is too much, I think, to ever accept that Dodge is actually, like, a strong choice. And, you know, be able to switch their thinking. But it's not 2016 anymore, where you could only crit if you had crit. You could only additional if you had additional. These characters have built-in crits and built-in additionals and all this shit. So it's like Dodge is just balancing your unit out. And in most instances, when the boss hits you with a 1.5 million damage super attack, most characters can't live it. If you dodge, you're good. But, you know, if you get an additional or an extra crit, like, that doesn't... You lose to the 1.5 million damage super attack. The extra crit doesn't do anything. The boss has 60 million HP left, right? It's very obvious. But again, I think a lot of the community, they're like, it's like a pride thing. Like, they cannot change their thinking on that. They can't. I don't think they can. If a unit needs additional crit dodge from hypo to be good, they are not good. I don't think that's... If a unit needs one of them to be good, they are not good. Maybe. I mean, I can't think of, like, a... What's a character that needs one of these? Like, Super Trunks? A fodder ass. Yeah, I mean, maybe he is right, because I'm thinking, like, let me think about a lot of the releases, right? Tanabata Super Saiyan 4, I mean, he doesn't need anything. Like, need something? No. Omega? Need something? No. I mean, additionals help him get damage. Dodge helps his defensive ability. Sure, I feel like this is probably true. Because I'm thinking of a lot of the major releases this year, and it's not like, oh my god, they must have this. So, Dokkan needs to do Dokkan Fest X Carnival for anniversary. Yes, listen. I mean, I'm not getting into, well, at least from this comment, we're not getting into the whole Carnival is so bad or Carnival is good or whatever you want to say. Part 2 of the Worldwide Download Celebration last year, there has never been a Part 2 more hype than that. With the Metal Cooler Part 2. No Part 2 has ever been that hype. And I really think the main reason is because there's a Dokkan Fest in Part 2. I think that the Carnival format is a resounding success if it's to split the Dokkan Fests up. I do not like what the 8th anniversary did with Dokkan Fest, Double Dokkan Fest Part 1 and Double Carnival Part 2. I think it's, no. Splitting it up, Carnival and Dokkan Fest is so good. So good. That's the way to do it for sure. There's only so many retrends of Goku, Vegeta, and fusions they could do. 9 years in for the game, they should start doing anniversary like worldwide. Anniversary Broly, anniversary Goku Black would work. Yeah, I mean, they could do villains. I do wonder, I don't have any knowledge about this or no, but I do wonder if for the first anniversary, they drop, remember there's 2 banners, there's Gogeta and Janemba. I wonder if the sales for Gogeta were just so much more that they're like, yeah, we just won't do villains again. But, like, if that is true, think of how stupid that is. They dropped Gogeta, and then they dropped not Gogeta. Like, it doesn't matter who the other character was, unless it was Vegito, right? Which eventually, they're like, oh yeah, when we drop Gogeta, we'll either drop another Gogeta or Vegito, right? Like, they're, oh yeah. So, like, there's no way that's actually the case, right? Like, it can't be. Oh, Janemba got no sales? Well, I guess this means people don't want villains, right? Like, could you imagine if that's the truth? No, dumbasses. It's because everyone wants Gogeta. All right, last one, and then we're jumping to quotes. Gonna bring, oh boy, Vector. Okay, here we go. Yeah, gonna bring back Year 7 Vector this one. This needs to be an anniversary headliner. Most deserving thing in the franchise with the exception of Goku vs. Frieza. Okay, anniversary headliner. This is, I mean, you know, like the core, the foundation of the Dragon Ball franchise at this point is this right here. Think about this. In modern times, how many times have they busted these stances out, right? How often how many 50 times during Dragon Ball Super have they done this? So, I mean, yeah, like, I could get it. It's just, yeah, they could. I usually think, like, Super Saiyans is what really gets people going, but, like, if this is, like, 9th Anniversary Part 1, I feel like the initial reaction would be very hype. I think people might then, there would probably be some disappointment coming in, but I think the initial reaction by a lot of people would be very positive. All right, let's jump into some quotes, man. We got to balance this out. Most underutilized leader in the game and valuable leader skill. 40% damage reduction. Yeah, so you jump in with double of these guys and you have 80% damage reduction. And then you use shit like the 8th Anniversary LRs and Kale and Khalifa. People have been doing this for years. Yeah, this is not something that's new. This has been a common thing. It can be nasty. I don't think I've ever done a video on this. I really should. And it's just like super spat feet. Because this very, very long fight, but your success rate of winning is very high, right? If we continue to get long events that are as bulky as Omega's, Orange Piccolo will be the first out of the current top 4 to fall off. Orange is his main appeal. Can't put a dent on him, and it goes down for too long. He won't be able to protect the team long enough. I mean, this is a serious underestimation of Power Awakening Piccolo, though. Power Awakening Piccolo is that guy. Power Awakening Piccolo, for me, has dominated in the Omega fight. And it's like a fight designed to be pretty bad for Orange Piccolo, I think. Sort of. It doesn't, like, he doesn't have the every turn changing that would cancel the giant transformation too early, but I mean, I would say I probably disagree with this. The biggest thing that hurts Piccolo in there is just the fact that Omega's int more so than anything. And the bulk of Omega, I feel like, is mostly at the start of the fight. Typically, if you're not bringing int characters, it takes longer, I think, to get through his first phase than the other ones, right? Because Omega has the extra damage reduction at the start of the fight. It's because the fight is designed around full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. It's literally designed to get full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku to full power to finish Omega at the end. That's the whole point of the fight, right? That's why you can't dodge in the first phase and shit like that. And he attacks a million times and stuff. It's for full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Piccolo Jr. is better than the Blue Fusions and 8th Anniversary LRs. Maybe. Typically, I actually don't, like, I don't usually like to do, like, I'm not mixing, like, all right, TURs versus LRs and stuff like that. Like, I'm just not really taking it that serious. I do like to kind of group characters together. I think it makes for a little bit more of like a, how do I say it? Maybe more like an accurate tier list. Because the one time I did it was just more so of like a meme thing because of Raditz. And people can't, like, I was comparing a lot of my different tier lists and stuff like that. And I was actually very consistent with that Raditz tier list. But people were losing their marbles over, like, you know, Chilai next to, like, you know, LR Ultimate Gohan and like Easy ATUR Cooler and stuff like that. But like that's the value of the character. I probably would. I mean, yeah, Piccolo Jr. I think is the best TUR. Is he up there in that range? Probably so, but I'm not. I'm gonna avoid going too crazy about it. Piccolo Jr. is ridiculous, though, for sure. I mean, you guys go back. It took me 2 seconds to realize how busted Piccolo Jr. was. So I'm not I'm not an anti, you know, Piccolo Jr. Stan guy. Ha ha ha! Oh yeah, let's crack the knuckles. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's here we go. Now we're getting into the good shit. Thank you. Finally. All right. This is trash. I'm sorry. No offense, Crash McGuire. No. No. All right. So Dokkan, I mean, this is, I think, more so a Dokkan Twitter thing. It's just all pushed by agendas. People don't actually care to be. Let me word this correctly. People don't care to make, I don't know, like, accurate points or strong points or factual points. They just want to push an agenda. It's a very common thing I've noticed in Dokkan Twitter. Turles is not, like, Omega drops. Turles is not, oh my god, he's unlocked. No, he's not. Let me actually, hold on. All right, guys. I went up and I pulled the Carfax up. We're going to have a nice long talk about Turles, because I've seen this a lot, right? And I think this is full shit. So Turles is a strong character. They designed Turles well to hold up a little bit against the current toughest fights, which, I mean, when Turles came out, it was just the Sin Shenron fight, but now we also, of course, have the Omega Shenron fight, and I've got the Carfax pulled up. Don't you worry about that. So Turles, right? He is able to build up, when he super attacks, damage reduction, ki, and defense right here. Turles only needs to do 4 super attacks, and he's fully built up in terms of this right here. Now, the problem with this is it's good in that Turles is not going to take damage from normals. Also, keep in mind that Turles is a villain character, which means he's taking less damage from villain bosses than super characters are. That's something to keep in mind. In the current environment of the game, where every major fight is against a villain, the villain characters have a bit of an easier time because they're not taking as much damage. Right? Now, they do a little less damage, but they're taking less damage, which is more important. I mean, you guys, I'm always, defense is better than offense, blah, 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 blah. Turles, I think, so let's go back. Top 4, all right? Let's take a look at, this is my last Dokkan Fest TUR list. I'll have a new one in maybe a day or so. Maybe tomorrow on the 2nd, maybe, we'll see. Well, this video is going to be uploaded on the 2nd, but whatever, blah, 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 blah. Top 4. Turles not messing with Junior, no way. Not messing with God Goku, no way. 23rd World Tournament Goku, absolutely not. Kale, no chance. Gamma 1, no. No way. Turles, like, once we get to, like, 6, like, we could have a discussion, but Turles above Kid Goku? I don't think so. And, like, Gamma 2, like, I was very comfortable using Gamma 2 in the Omega fight. I think, like, depending upon the situation, Gamma 2 could take damage from AoE normals and stuff like that, but, like, at Turles top 4, so that means you're saying Turles is better than one of these 4 characters? That's delusional. There's no way. Kale is so disrespected by the community that I'm actually, like, offended by how disrespected Kale is, by how powerful Kale is. I just, like, people, you know, for the most part, are just looking to serve agendas rather than actually have, like, kind of, like, quality, like thoughts about characters. Now, the reason that, I mean, so the Omega event, we're basing this around the Omega event, right? I just think that that's horseshit. Whoops. I just think that that's horseshit. Now, the main reason I say this is because it's an illusion. The end of this fight is against Int Omega. Turles is physical. Obviously, Turles will do very good against a physical enemy, but it's a trick. The best strategy to success in this fight is actually to bring type neutral characters. This phase, STR Omega, is way too tough. Most physical characters get blasted by this guy, including Turles right here. This is a Turles in a good situation, with a bunch of his, big bad bosses links and stuff like that up. He does live, but define living, where you take 650k and we lose. This is a dead run. Now, for Turles, by the way, to look this good, where he has the luxury to take 650k, you need to be running Big Bad Boss's characters. Now, here's the thing with Big Bad Boss's characters, which, are we ready to have this discussion? They suck. Let's take a look at Big Bad Boss's characters, shall we? Name top 10 overall units in the game who are Big Bad Boss's characters. None. Oh, none. No LRs are top 10 in the game with Big Bad Bosses. Let's take a look at very good TUR characters with Big Bad Bosses. None are good. None are good. Majunior. Maybe Majunior. I think you could probably talk me into Majunior top 10 overall in the game. I think Majunior. But that's it, right? Like it's literally only Majunior. Is the only character that I might have within the top. Would Majunior be the only character I have in the top 20 that has Big Bad Bosses? Probably. And that's what Turles needs. So it's like, I think that there's a good discussion to be had about evaluating a character, but then if they're forced to run a type of team, then at that point you have to talk about that character, right? So like Yamcha is at his best next to Earthbred Fighters, but guess what? Earthbred Fighters is it's not tough, right? That's the half of the game. Like 23rd World Tournament Goku is just like, you could pretty much bring him however. Maybe you bring a revive character, it makes him, a little bit more consistent, right? But like, if you look, besides Kale, these top three, they don't really need a specific thing. Piccolo Jr. is certainly better with like Big Bad Bosses and stuff like that, but like, he's good without it. Like, he doesn't need it. Turles, dude, run Turles without these big links. He's not all that. To say that this event buffed Turles, it's just factually wrong. It's just not correct. It's an illusion because people think, oh, the final phase is int, so that means this physical character is way better. No, the hell he's not, because this STR phase is the nastiest shit around. I'm not going to ask people to watch my videos. Let's go to my channel real fast, right? Load fast. Let's go. It's like, look at this. I've got 4 videos in the last 8 hours, 10 hours ago, 12 hours ago. I upload too much. People can't keep up with this. It's not happening. No way. So I don't expect people to like know everything I'm talking about or know these things I'm saying. But some of y'all will have caught a lot of this and will know that I've been saying that actually I think what makes this fight so tough is STR Omega. It's this phase is the scary shit. Because you're masturbated into running, dude. Nano, I did not catch that Nano dropped a 3-hour-long video. We gotta check that out. 3 hours, Nano? What is this guy cooking? I gotta check that out. Nano distracted me. Oh my god, Nano, please. I'm in a passionate like rant, and Nano is just throwing salt in my game. Please, brother. But you guys will know, some of y'all will know that I've been saying this is the scariest thing, and my advice for this fight, to tackle this fight, is to bring type neutral characters. You want to bring, like, STR characters, right? A character who's neutral the entire way through the fight. That's what you want to bring. You start bringing a bunch of physical characters, they're going to get smoked by STR Omega, like Turles does. And like these shitty Big Bad Bosses characters who get destroyed by Omega, right? It's like, yeah, Turles can, do some damage and look good as the rotation crumbles around him. It's like the Super Trunks problem. So why I see so many people not like Blue Kaioken, but we're going to like Turles? Well, we like Turles, but we don't like Super Trunks, right? Like, it's kind of a similar thing. Villains, they need so much damn help, man. The problem is that they can't, like, Dokkan will drop a villain and they're good. Like, Turles is good. Turles is not great. Turles, now, where this becomes true, he's a top 4 TUR now. That's when the toughest fight in the game is not Omega Shenron, but it's a Goku. Turles is top 4 level with this up. I think that will be correct, yes. If you are running double Turles and you have 2 of this, oh my god, dude. Yeah, Turles is top 4. You're goddamn right. But it's with this. Because he's physical, he's not better than Kale, please. Oh, thank God we got to... I was praying someone would bring up Turles or one of these other shitty characters people are propping up now. Please bring that shit out. Hell no! He's not top 4. You're smoking. Stop it. All right, moving on. All right, let's relax. SCR LR UI sign has better card art and animations than 6th anniversary mastered UI. I mean, I don't really have thoughts. I mean, you could say yes, no. I mean, that doesn't really. I'm completely neutral on that, right? Whatever people think is fine. Private service or not? Oh Jesus, here we go. So now we're getting into this now, huh? All right, hold on. Let me take a sip of a nice Coke Zero. All right. Oh, Christ. All right, we're going to be here for the next 10 minutes on this one. How in-depth do I want to go on this? All right, I'm going to start... Here's the point that we're going to make. I have so many thoughts I could give on this. But the number one point I'm going to make here is just that, yes, they do, in fact, harm the game because they are taking players from the actual game, and these players are just doing the private server. I've seen tons of people talking about it. People saying, I am doing that, or I did that. And other people saying, I'm seeing people doing that, or planning on doing that. Taking actual players away from the game hurts the damn game. Oh my god, what a shock. There's 2 major metrics that they're looking at. One, of course, is money. You know, money that's being spent. And the other is time played. Active players. You guys... someone watching this has watched the Legends reveal and stuff like that, and Toshi is talking about that. Active players. That is a metric that they care about. This, as these grow, it's only taking active players away from the game. I'm certain that there's a lot of players who would turn the private server on to test the character and then go play the normal game. Yes, for sure. But there's also a ton of players who go, oh, why am I grinding Dokkan events? Why am I spending money? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing that? Why am I doing this? When I could just spend money to get the private server, which is way less, you know, and then just play the private server. Like, taking players away from the actual game hurts the damn game. Yes, it does. Now, me, there's a twofold thing with me, too. Like, I actually really do love the game. I think that's fairly obvious, because you can't do this ever. Like, I've done, how many years in a row have I been uploading 4 videos per day, every day? And like, I'm very passionate. I actually love the game. I enjoy the gameplay. I enjoy the design of a lot of aspects of this game. I don't feel like I need to say that. It's proven through me uploading consistently like this for years. There's like no one that's matching this, like doing this, right? Like, and people don't enjoy the game as much as me, right? So I have a vested interest in Dokkan in 2 ways. One is I just straight up love the damn game. 2, it is my job. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. So I don't like shit that's going to hurt the game. Yes. What a shock. No way. Now, let's say Dokkan, I mean, we could even just go like sidestep and say it's not because of private servers, we're not talking private servers. I'm not super sure what I would do kind of like in like this content creation role. Like if Dokkan is just gone, would I be okay? Maybe. Like would I then just stream or something like that? I'm not really too sure. Like I don't really stream as much because I'm uploading so much Dokkan, right? It's like I can only talk so much a day. And I'm constantly like, I feel like people don't understand like how often I'm actually like recording and uploading and stuff like it's pretty much the only thing I do, right? So if I all of a sudden wasn't like covering Dokkan like a maniacal crazy man, like sure at that point like I could probably stream and stuff like that more, but like if Dokkan didn't exist, like am I just like a janitor, right? Like at like a hospital or something like that? Maybe, probably. So yeah, I'm going to defend the game and defend what I think is hurting the game. That's a really, really big thing. And it's like, this is just, we'll get into the territory where it's like, okay, here's a point where I have to choose my words carefully because people will get mad. I do feel like man, I'm gonna come across as a boomer no matter how I say it, but you know, I imagine, you know, there's people who play the game who might be, you know, maybe a tad younger than me. And I mean, it's like you could just go, oh, yeah. I mean, obviously, I love the private server because I don't have to spend money. I could just do whatever, and I could just play the game. Yeah, but guess what? That again, it still hurts the damn game, man. Like I don't know what to say. We're just gonna go in circles. I mean, this is just gonna be a topic of discussion forever, right? We're gonna be doing this in circles all the time. I'm sure that besides Axel here, we're gonna see 50 more of these. We'll just keep going back to the same well, over and over and over with this. But I'm always going to be against them. It's just it's annoying to always go back to it, but I mean I'm never going to run from it either, right? Is there anything else you got to talk about with that? I feel like that's good for now, right? I think so. Yeah. I mean, I get it. Like, yeah, well, why do people like it so much? Because they could just use the units for free, right? Like, I'm sure people wish that there was a Legends private server, right? Like, I don't know. The other thing is there another gacha game with shit like this? I don't think so. Like, Dokkan, they kind of just let shit fly. Like, I don't, like in Genshin, is there a Genshin private server? I don't think so. Like this shit is only toxic for the community. Again, we're gonna come back to it. I got plenty more thoughts on it. We'll come back to it at a certain point, right? I'm sure as we keep scrolling here, there's probably gonna be more stuff. We need more what if units in Dokkan. Get this in real fast. 37 minutes in. I mean, it's just strictly a matter of approval. The units being approved. That's it. That's as much as I'll say. No. No way. No way. Actually, didn't we just have the Turles video pulled up? Yeah, guys. Best EZA TUR. I mean, it wouldn't really be fair to just use that because I mean, we could pull this right back up, but no, I don't want to hear myself talk. To be fair, I have no like idea like how many stacks does this TUR cooler have. What turn is this? Let's take a look. What turn is this? It's turn 6. TUR cooler is pretty worthless. I mean, he can do some damage and he's got support, but defensively, I mean, he's a bitch. Like, just flat out. Like TUR cooler is a bitch. He can't really take hits to save his life. He's just not built like that. It's a huge problem. I think LR Cooler, I don't even think TUR Cooler gets hit here. I think LR Cooler just gets hit and hits and folded. TUR Cooler, he's just not strong enough, right? Like, AGL Blue Gogeta can dodge these attacks. Piccolo has got his scouter and shit like that. Like, that's really good. Oh, looks like TUR Cooler. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, bye, Cooler. Goodbye. That's what Cooler does. That's the Cooler I know right there. Yeah, no way. A support is nice, but, like, he's not better than Piccolo. He's not better than Blue Kaioken. He's not, I mean, am I going to say he's better than Beerus? I mean, I probably like what Beerus is doing better than TUR Cooler. No way. I guess, dude, Cooler is, not only is he not number 1, Cooler is like 6 or something. Cooler is not even in the goddamn discussion. Get Cooler above Tech Ultimate Gohan first, and then we'll talk. Oh yeah, by the way, Cooler Easy Aid, and he's still not better than Tech Gohan. We do love Tech Gohan. All right. Oh my god, I'm not participating in this. Functionally, they're the same unit. LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and the Gods. I'm not participating in that. On Global, Chain Battle is actually a pretty fun mode. An awesome community of whales who are very open to help people carry the top 1%. fun competition to fight for the highest score. Yeah, Chain Battle does kind of have a bad reputation. I know a lot of people say that like the score doesn't make sense and stuff like that, but that's just not true, because otherwise there wouldn't be like, you know, these players that could create like these charts for like the, you know, the top scores and stuff like that. Like there's definitely like an actual system there. I don't want to say Chain Battle is like, oh my god, it's actually like so goddamn good, guys. It's so crazy, but it's definitely not as bad as its reputation. Like, to ever even compare it to World Tournament is just disrespectful as shit to Chain Battle. You can literally spend 5 minutes in Chain Battle and you get insane rewards. You do one clean top 1% run and you're good. It's just like it's laughable. You know, and yeah, there is a pretty active. I wish I had a link just by chance. I mean, it's dangerous looking at replies here, but okay. I was bullies exist too. What? Okay, sure. Can I get relevance, please? What? All right. Anyway, yeah, I know about this community that they're talking about. I'd love to promote them. I have before, but yeah, they definitely, shout out to them. They do a really good job of helping people get top 1% shit like that. Really, really well done. I do love seeing that, right? Like Chain Battle is just thought of so negatively, and like they made it something that could be, you know, fun and good for people. Like that's just beautiful shit. I love that so much, right? Absolutely. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna make sure to shout them out again, for sure, for sure. They help a lot of people. Okay. So, in Spirit Bomb Goku, performance-wise, very similar to Zamasu's power crept at this point. Even if he gets a team, he'll not be the great unit he was on release. Well, okay, and Kid Buu, yeah, Kid Buu, we're a little past what Kid Buu could have been. Fusion Zamasu's got some stuff, but like, if Fusion Zamasu had a perfect in every way, like, friend, is Fusion Zamasu all of a sudden, like, a top 5 LR or something? Like, no, right? I don't know about this Goku being better than him, though. Maybe. I mean, the thing is, Fusion Zamasu, like, he's very untapped. They drop this guy in, like, an environment where he doesn't... Again, this is another Big Bad Boss's character. I just, like, they need to build a full team of these units. And this is why, you know, they just keep dropping Saiyans. And, you know, you could just throw any of these Saiyans in the team with all these other great Saiyans they release, and you're good, typically, right? But, like these villains have such specific links, and they only just do these scattershot releases, and then they make them like Turles, where it's like, oh, here, he's super good if this thing that doesn't exist you're fighting, right? Like, it's crazy. Maybe. I mean, I'm planning on doing a couple of Fusion Zamasu videos. I have 2. We're going to take them into the Omega, and then I'm a little late on the team versus, but I'm going to do a Carnival Omega versus Fusion Zamasu team versus as well. I really should do that, like, tomorrow. Get that up. I'm late on that, because I want to do that, and then I got to do, the Super Trunks versus Pan team versus as well. Because I do, like this year's release versus last year's release, right? Carnival LR Omega's in the same time slot as Zamasu, and then Super Trunks in the same time slot as Tech Pan. Jordan double dipping here. We need more creative, unique equipment in Dokkan. Yeah, exactly. Stuff that actually, you know, maybe it could be like a gold equip where the character would get the passive, like gives all allies like 1 key, 10% attack and defense, something like that. That would really open up a lot, for sure. Absolutely. That would be really good, really good. Okay, what do we got here? So, this would be the best worldwide download celebration ever. Well, they went to some crazy effort here. Look at that. It seems like they did a pretty good job. Look at this. Like, that looks pretty good. So, what do we have here? So, we have Dokkan Fest Broly. I assume Broly's the Dokkan Fest. And then a banner unit Vegeta, maybe like a base Vegeta that would transform into Super Saiyan or something like that. Carnival LR, yeah, Goku. I don't know, man. Listen, a part of me does think this would be funny, essentially like the 3rd straight Super Saiyan Goku, but like I I don't know, man. I think Broly deserves representation, but they did kind of Super Saiyan Goku us out. But it's kind of like, this is something people got to understand. It is kind of out of their hands because like so many of the movies is just Super Saiyan Goku. Super Saiyan Goku's in so many of the arcs. Like it's like they, you know, like I get they can only drop so many base Gokus and Super Saiyan Gokus. Like I get it, but maybe this would be good for like the 2025 or this would be good for like the 2024 Worldwide Download Celebration, right? Like let's skip a year of Super Saiyan Goku and stuff like that, and then we can do this next year. Because it's like, remember Dokkan, they made this stupid choice. Broly, I mean, they could literally just switch it up and give him big bad bosses. Now, here's the thing. If we're gonna switch it up and give Broly goddamn big bad bosses, then that alone, I would be on board with this. But that's it. Broly's got to get big bad bosses, which he should. There's no reason in the world why Broly doesn't have big bad bosses. And then Broly's a bad choice. He does nothing. Yeah, I'm like kind of like leaning towards what Zaffa is saying here for sure, because he's not really, because Broly he is a villain, but he's just like got Saiyan links. He's just a Saiyan. Like he's not really helping movie bosses, right? Like unless he's like Bulma or something like that, you know, or he's like Golden Frieza. Those would be the two ways Broly could help villain teams like seriously is if he's LR Bulma or he's LR Golden Frieza. Though that's the path to, and Broly being LR Golden Frieza makes a ton of sense, by the way. Because you know, I mean, I don't know, he just tanks a Kamehameha, he just stands there and it does nothing. Like I don't know, you know, maybe Broly should be the best tank in the game. I'm just saying, you know, might make sense. You know, Legends kind of gets it when they make, you know, defensive Ultra Broly, although he aged out fast, but whatever. Movies like 8 and 10, and that sounds like garbage. This should work, but I just, right now, villains are in so need of help. I would much rather it be, like, strong villains who would actually help villain teams. And then, you know, we're very... It's not a problem if they drop Gokus, but, like, base Goku and Super Saiyan Goku, we're a little, like, Goku'd out of those versions, right? Like, they could drop a Super Saiyan 3 Goku, it's cool. They could drop a UI Goku, it's cool. But, like, base or Super Saiyan, like, we need a little bit of time, right? Kai Goku's the 5th best in the game. Something like that, sure. Above the Buu Duo, maybe. Blue Fusions, maybe. I mean, he's in that range. I'm not really... Chi-Lai is the best designed unit in the past year. Best designed? Maybe. I mean, I don't want to... she's up there. Full dodge is a good way to build LR Cooler. Listen, yeah, I mean, I would agree that it probably is a lot better than people think. Now, I do like giving dodge to, like, basically every character, but you are, at the same time, going to need some characters who are able to really have some teeth with their damage. And I think giving, you know, Cooler having a good amount of crits, you know, a little bit of extra additional, you know, you could fill out the rest of the team around Cooler with dodge. Like, easy ATUR fraud Cooler, you know, like this guy who gets game, you know, we'll call him game over Cooler. Not because he's winning, but because he gets you game overs all the time. We give him full dodge build, sure. But then, you know, we give LR Cooler full offense, and then we can fill up every character around him with full dodge. I think that would work well. And then, hey, Truth, love your content. Hope you have a good day. Thank you. Sleepy and Messy. I hope you have a good day, too. If he checks quotes first, is just here to say, go to the comments, loser. Oh, like, this idiot. We did look at the replies first. Haha, jackass. We got him. Yeah, we already got that. We got that already. Defense meta is boring. But again, I push back on this, man, because defensive characters like Tech Ultimate Gohan and stuff like that, like, they've always been that good. It's like, I don't, like, you know, back in the 2nd anniversary, like, you know, we're just, like, critting through everything in, you know, 1 second with SCR Super Saiyan 4 Goku, sure. But, like, what makes defense boring? Is winning boring? Like, if we beat an event in 15 minutes with a 100% win rate, that's more boring than beating an event in 5 minutes with a 30% win rate. Like, I'm not really too, like, I don't agree with this. Like, I see people say Vegeta and Trunks is boring. To me, like, winning every single time I use them, that's not very boring to me. I don't know. I do like winning. I do like a strong, consistent option I could trust. Do I like running Final Form Cooler? Where, you know, sometimes Cooler can just decide, I'm good today. I think I'll do an 18 key and then we'll just do 50 normals. Is that fun when you then just get killed because he does 50 normals? Not really. This is a very common thing I see, though. This is not, like it's not just BH Devin saying this. I see this quite a bit. And people do not like Vegeta and Trunks. They say, like, they're boring and stuff like that. But, like, I mean, for me, I like winning, right? Like, I like strong characters who get the job done. That's what I like. I'll take, yeah. Give me the strong defensive characters. Tech Trunks is overrated because of his Super Trunks transformation. A lot of instances with him and his team where you'll transform under 60% HP. You'll be a sitting duck waiting to lose. I mean, yeah, that is true. But, I mean, it's, you know, Blue Kaioken, you know, could certainly have your issues. That's part of Trunks' design, is that he's so, like, unbalanced, busted in his Super Trunks form that they heavily limited the team and what you need to do in order to get Super Trunks out. So that's why, like, when evaluating Super Trunks, you don't just say, oh, look at this one perfect clean run we did. But, you know, you got to look at the fact that, like, you know, you lost because the tech androids, you were under the HP condition for them to get their Ghost Usher. Or Physical Future Gohan got killed. Or AGLR Gohan took too much damage, right? Like, stuff like that's going to happen with Super Trunks. Belmod, blah, blah, blah. AGL UI Goku still a great unit to bring to almost every event. New Omega and AGL Broly are the only real issues he'll face. Okay. I don't know if I don't want to say great unit, but I will say he is a good unit to bring, right? For sure. Dodge is a timeless ability, unless we're fighting, you know, Red Zone Broly. I'd agree that this guy's a little bit better than people give him credit for. But remember, the whole point with me is I try very much to be agenda-less. I mean, people might say I have an agenda about Dodge, but I mean, not. I feel like that's not true. Dodge just leads to me winning more. It's strong, and most people don't give Dodge the credit they should because it's very strong, right? Like, I don't really have agendas towards character stuff like that. Like, I just try and be very like I want to not mislead people. Like, this unit is good. This unit's not as good as people are saying. This unit is great. This unit is actually ass. This unit is bad design. This unit is good designed. I think UI Goku is a good unit to bring to a lot of events, but there's way better you can bring, right? It is a good way to say it. You can easily run UI Goku in a lot of these tough fights. Not Broly, because he cancels dodge, but a lot of these tough fights, and UI Goku is great. But I don't, well, he's good. I don't want to call him great, because there's, you know, 30 Saiyans that you are going to win more consistently with, potentially, with than this guy. Because this guy can dodge a lot, but this guy, I mean, you want to talk about damage? This guy can do nothing to he does nothing to the boss. He's in the same role as, like, AGL T-War Golden Frieza, essentially, right? Oh my god, finally some good food. Oh, bestie, you are so on, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, that is correct. The 8th anniversary was better than the 7th anniversary, really, until you get to, like, part 3, right? Because part 3 right now, for the 8th anniversary, it's the 5th anniversary Blue Fusions, which are way more hype than the 3rd anniversary Fusions, who part 3 of the 7th anniversary. But the thing is that the 7th anniversary had 6 great difficult fights that dropped at the same time. You had Bojack, Janemba, Broly. And you had Super 17, and the Shadow Dragons, I don't know if I called it a great fight. And then Omega, which was a great fight. That's, like, 6 great fights compared to 1 great fight, Sin, this year. That's like, the 8th anniversary part 1 and 2 are way better. I don't even think it's close. And, like, we could do a head-to-head matchup, and, you know, I've done it before. 8th anniversary wins out. It's once you get to part 3 and the EX part. There is no EX part for 8th anniversary. The EX part, which gave LR Super Saiyan 4s their EZA, that's where the 7th anniversary wins out. Right, for sure, for sure. Last quote. I might look at like one more reply, and then I think we'll finish up this part one. And again, we'll come back for a little bit more for part two. Damage is extremely underrated, and units have no right to not have additionals and preferably super effective or crit. It's unreasonable to push the bar higher and higher for defense, yet still be satisfied with 20/20 damage. I mean, yeah, I don't like I feel like I don't disagree. This is a big thing. When Dokkan Fest Majin Vegeta came out last year, I felt like people remember. Okay, I gave him full dodge, because I looked at him and he's functionally a defensive character. That's what Majin Vegeta was, and Majin Vegeta was not a character who was going to be doing big damage. He didn't have additionals. He didn't have crits. He didn't have any of that. Yeah, I mean, characters pretty much should all be having some of this, right? And I mean, if we go look at major releases, we have this right here. Like if we start going backwards or forwards, yeah, to January 2016, that's what we're looking for. Let's just start at like March, right? So like Super 17 is a perfect example. They got built-in additionals in base, and then they crit a Super 17, right? God Goku, he's filled with additionals and crits and shit. Guaranteed crits when he does his active. He's critting in Super Saiyan. He gets the guaranteed additional, right? Like, yeah, you look at the best characters, and they're going to have tons of additionals and crits and super effective against all types. Even characters who are great defensively, like God Goku and Kale, they're riddled with additionals and all that stuff. So it is true. Like, Kale is a perfect example of this. Right, so like let's look at Kale in base and transform. So Kale gets a high chance of an additional super, right? And then down here she gets another 70% chance of an additional super. So, you know, that's 3 super attacks essentially just right here, and you can still get the hidden potential system additional. And at the same time, Kale's got this damage reduction ability as well, right? So it's like, yes, the best characters are not actually just like defensive walls, and they're not glass cannon either. They are in truth more balanced than anything. Let's look at Super Saiyan 2 Kale. You just look right here. Kale, this stacks throughout the turn. So it's a 30% chance to crit on her first super. Then her second super has a 60% chance to crit. Then her third super has a 90% chance to crit. And then she can super 4 times. And then the fourth super would be a guaranteed crit, right? And then this is a character that's guarding and has huge defense and shit like that. So, yes, yeah. Damage is underrated. I would agree. I am probably a huge reason for that. But that's just because defense is always better than offense. A character with stronger defense, like compared to other units around them, is going to age better. There's a reason Tech Ultimate Gohan is still relevant. Why? Because he was a god defense level character. Is Bojack relevant? Who's using STR Bojack still? Children, raise your hands. How about Jiren? Remember the I've seen enough Jiren does that turn 1? Who's using Jiren these days? No matter what anyone wants to say, defense is better and is going to age better. But I would agree that damage is underrated right now. And I would say that I'm probably a big part of that as well. I'm glad we came back. Making Dokkan events harder alienates new players who won't have good enough units to awaken the shiny new Dokkan Fest exclusive they got. I agree. Artificially inflates playtime to make the game less fun. But there's a very good solution for this. That is, you make another new difficulty for Dokkan events, right? Red Zone, you make the boss Red Zone level, but then you beat it and you get 50 medals. So we have the traditional difficulty stage we have now, but then we do a Red Zone level stage, and you can beat it and get 50 medals. That's it. That's it. Boom. I think that is the best of all worlds right there. That would be so good. Like, because then all of a sudden, you know, Turles, did I close out Turles? All of a sudden they drop, you know, God Goku Dokkan Fest. Well, now it's a Red Zone level difficulty stage. Boom. God Goku, I know what team we're running. Turles, double Turles, right? This This, dude, them announcing this would be one of the biggest updates Dokkan could do, because that means every single month we're getting like a red zone. Like it's so, dude, it's so easy. They could just, it's like this would have to be so easy for them to do, and I think it would be so big. It would fix multiple issues at once. People hate grinding up Dokkan events. You, boom, 50 medals, bam, right? And it's a difficult stage, so people are, there's actually some excitement to doing it. So like that, I think that's a big update Dokkan could do. Friend list, that, catching global up, those are some of the biggest things they could do. Oh look, I don't get how defensive units are boring. Oh, I like big number, but isn't that literally what good defensive units bring? Well-designed ones are inconsistent as shit like cooler. Well-designed ones. What does he mean? Like offense? Well-designed offensive characters are inconsistent? I agree though. That people, I don't really get what makes that. I would love for people to write me like some essays or something like that. Like explain to me why the defensive characters are so boring. I'd actually love to see that. But yeah, I'm definitely not on board with that. All right, I think we're gonna stop here. Let's close out all of our extra tabs, all of our evidence and stuff like that. We got good. We covered a lot. We talked about private servers. We talked about damage. We talked about Turles being overrated. We talked about the friend system, summons. We got lots of stuff. I'll do a part 2. We'll get back to this. I'm just gonna save our spot right here. I'll leave this up, and we will come back tomorrow. I'm just gonna get so that I think that this video that I'm talking at the end of right now, this is the Grading the Community's Hot Takes 8, and then I'll record a 9 tomorrow, and then maybe we'll come back for another one at like after Worldwide, so like the start of October. I think would be a great one. Yeah, crazy to think, but yeah, like it's Worldwide is going to be wrapping up at the end of October, so that's when we'll probably do the next one. So let me know what you guys think. I love you guys, and I'll catch you guys next time.